The ocean probably still has a little less sodium polyacrylate in it.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Hard to swim.
By the time we grow up, maybe not.
That would be pretty dangerous if you swallowed it.
Let it settle, you'll see that the water.
Oh yeah, we would.
That's so cool. Yeah, the top layer is getting water and it'll settle a little bit as well.
Maybe you have an eager question.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Well, this is more of a comment. Well, if you wanted your water back, you can't really get it back because then you're going to have salty water.
Yeah, that's a very good point. We're going to have some salt in our water, and also probably it might have any other things that I used on the glassware. So if I wanted to get, if I want to get the water back to, like, you know, drink it or otherwise use it without salt in it, there actually is a process to get salt out, but it's not very good efficient or cheap. So it's a good point that you know, maybe like if I were like an industry trying to reclaim water from sodium polyacrylate, it probably wouldn't work that well, right? Yeah.
Is it the same process that it goes through when you're trying to clean salt water from the sea?
Yes. So you mean taking salt out of water?
Yeah. Like cleaning it from that thing.
Yeah, well, so when people want to get drinkable water out of ocean water, which is really, really hard, actually, it's very, very expensive, so people don't usually do it a lot. But there's two, so first you have to make sure you get everything out, right, that isn't salt and water. So like all the fish and sand and stuff. And then afterwards you have to get the salt out, which is very difficult. But yeah, so can you guys see that there's sort of a watery layer on top, and on the bottom we have sodium polyacrylate crystals?
Is it another one of those things that don't mix?
I think it's pretty too. I'm sorry?
Is it another one of those things that don't really mix?
Which ones?
Well, like oil and water. That stuff doesn't seem to be mixing.
Yeah, well, what has happened, I believe, is that the salt, well, so anyway, the sodium polyacrylate crystals are kind of a solid, so when they have the water drain out of them, they're more solid than before, so it's not so much that they don't mix with the water, because they never really mixed with the water. They didn't become dissolved in it, they just sort of absorbed it, but now they're just without it, so the water's outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When the salt hit it, the chemical reaction dissolved it. So is the salt the crystals mixed with it?
Okay. Well, it's not actually a chemical reaction. It's a physical reaction. Right, Dr. Lyle? Just checking.
I'm listening.
So, and the way we know that is because we actually have the same thing at the beginning as at the end, right? In the beginning we had some water and some sodium polyacrylate crystal, and at the end we sort of had some water inside, which were sort of, I guess the technical term complex with.
Yeah, what's happening is the sodium polyacrylate, when you put in the water, it grabs a hold of the water. But now when you add the salt has a stronger attraction for the water, so it pulls the water away from the sodium polyacrylate. So the sodium polyacrylate falls to the bottom. And the salt and the water are now bound together. So that's what's happening. It's like just trading places.
Cool. That makes sense. All right. Any other questions about this? Okay. Awesome. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm ready to make another polymer, and maybe one that you guys can take home. Okay. So what you guys do is go back to your seats, put on your gloves.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything. Put on your gloves and wait for instructions. I'll be doing that.
Ooh, what's with the little yellow? It's exploding color. That's nice.
Did you guys just make that?
This is like the best ever. Oh my gosh, look at this!
Emily, look.
Yeah, it's hard.
On the side, it's different colors, but it mixed well inside.
I can do. I'm curious too. Look, we did it not like it. I know that was
Are you guys ready to go?
I do know what